gentlemen, your next comedian can be found over here. He's not all the way from Bavaria, but I wish he was. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Faulk.
Can be found over here.
Hello, yes, I come from Bavaria. I also had my first bar fight recently, and it was also in the women's bathroom. I'm actually from the South. I don't sound Southern, but I am more Southern than just about anyone you'll meet. I grew up on Confederate Drive. When I applied to college in the North, I did not list that address to use a P.O. box. My grandmother voted for George Wallace for president, and most of my siblings were born out of wedlock. So I am as Southern as anyone that you're going to meet. It's election night tonight. I haven't really been checking the results because I'm afraid I'll be too depressed. Although I get politics, I know politics pretty well. I was elected class president in high school. And I ran as a joke, much like Donald Trump did. And I discovered that there's things you don't expect to happen. In my case, my last name sounds like the word fuck, and this coalition of jocks and other fools at my high school thought it would be a great excuse to chant fuck, fuck, fuck in the hallways. So everywhere at school for a month during the campaign, fuck, 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 hallways, classrooms, assemblies. And the teachers would be pissed off, but there was nothing they could do because they would just, oh, but I'm saying fuck. And well, they're saying fuck over there. They're saying fuck, fuck, fuck. Well, they're saying fuck, but we know it's fucking those little motherfuckers. Oh. Long story short, created an unstoppable political wave, and I cruised to the presidency. But again, when you're unqualified to be president, anyway,
Good one.
the only qualification for Daphne High School class president was caring about the homecoming parade. I was a nerd. I didn't care about homecoming. I don't know why they call it homecoming. No one leaves Daphne, Alabama. I don't get it. I don't care. All the popular kids had to organize behind my back to actually make sure there was a float in the homecoming parade that year. And I was basically just a lame duck after that no one liked or cared about. I realized this when I was down and I walked out into the hallway, and you realize that when you're the only person chanting fuck, you realize things have changed. So, election night humor. Elections are big for conspiracy theories too, and I empathize with conspiracy theorists. Like, I get it. I'm a journalist. I've seen people in power do terrible things to hold on to power. Lie, manipulate, steal, cheat. That said, does it mean that commercial airliners are dumping mind control chemicals out of them over the population? Does that mean that the earth is flat? Does that mean Ted Cruz's father helped kill JFK? All I'm saying, we have to be careful about the things we believe. We have to choose our battles because only one of those examples is true. So just be thoughtful. 2018, it's almost over, but for me it's been the year of the beard. I grew a beard for the first time this year. It's working out. the best part is that it takes everyone an extra 1 Mississippi before they realize I'm just a soft bitch. And she saw right through me though. And also, I can't decide if this is a positive, but I realize my mouth looks like a vagina now. Especially when I'm stressed out. But I am. I really am, despite appearances, just a soft bitch. I got this shirt in the big and tall bitches section. Good to meet you. Of Eddie Bauer. It's half off. It's all right. I have a lot of cases of mistaken identity now. I went into a restaurant and this waitress, she wasn't my waitress, but she walked by me, and as she walks by, she just goes, "Hello, Travis." Again, my name is Mike. And I sat down, and the whole night she was mean mugging across the restaurant. I was like, what the hell is happening? What did Travis do? Like, this is ruining my dining experience. I've got to say something. This is mistaken identity. I didn't do this to you. And I went up there, and I saw the hurt in her eyes, the hope that maybe this situation with Travis would be resolved. Finally, closure. So I said, look, I know I hurt you. Let me make this up to you. We have a child now. And if you see her, please tell her my name is Travis. If you see my child, please tell my child my name is Travis. And you know, being married, when you get married, you meet a lot of other married men who have these weird primitive values, and they want to talk shit about their wives. They don't like all these things about their wives. I hear men say that they want their women to be barefoot in the kitchen. I've heard this. Men have told me this. Got any acid? That's the most primitive thing I've ever heard. This is the 21st century. If my wife is in the kitchen, she's wearing heels, a gown, pearls, hoop earrings. If she gets one drop of ragu on that fucking gown, not waiting tables anymore. I used to wait tables. I waited tables at a Mexican restaurant. And that was my first experience with racism. Other white people were racist to me for being white. Yeah, like the white people in here are like, what? And the ethnic people are like, yeah, I can see that. Yeah. That's how racist white people are. I have proof on Google. They left Google reviews. I got one review that said, got the white waiter, 1 star. I saw his Google Plus profile pic. He was white. The white waiter didn't tell me sour cream was 50 cents extra. 1 star. You know that person was white. The white waiter doesn't work as hard as the Mexican waiters. Fair enough. I was very bad at my job, but they had to make it a race thing. I got on Cinco de Mayo, it's the worst night of the year if you're a terrible waiter and you work in a Mexican restaurant. This one woman called me over to her table, this white woman called me over to her table and said, you see how those people over there, they have their chip bowls full, salsa, drinks, piping hot dinner, all these tables, everyone around us. Then you see our table, the one you're waiting on. Haven't even been able to order food. Chips were gone an hour ago. Drinks gone, no refills. This, the job you're doing here, and the job all these Mexicans doing over there, that's why they're taking over this country. What a weird backhanded compliment. They're taking over this country because they're doing a great job at everything. And I wasn't sure what to say, and I finally leaned in with my hand on my heart, right? Looked her right in the eyes. I said, "Lo siento, pero no te entiendo. ¿Por qué me tratas así? Yo no sé, no soy de este país. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué?" ¿Más chips? ¿Quieres más chips? Okay, más chips, pues. My name is Mike Faulk. Thank you very much.
¡Vámonos a los señor Mike! Be there next week for his Kicks in the Air. Really excited.